Alright everybody, welcome to another week of Indie Inquiries here on the channel, where each week we review indie game store pages and provide marketing advice and critiques. And we are always looking for submissions for future shows. As always, I am Josh Bycer from Game Wisdom, and joining me from Nexus Games is Sharky.
Temporarily from Nexus Games. We got to rename the company. But hello, everybody. We sadly did not get 2 submissions today for this week. We only got 1 submission, and we found another one that we thought would be an interesting one to learn from.
So developers, start to get cracking on getting in touch with us if you want your store pages reviewed.
Yep.
Hey Pony, probably I would say 40 minutes to an hour, give or take, depending upon how far we get into with this. But yeah. We are beginning with our submission. This is Big Boy Boxing. This is a game we looked at.
Set it up.
This was a submission. We actually looked at the itch.io page earlier this year, but they just announced they're officially on Steam, so we decided to take a look at it here. And what we're going to find, unfortunately, is that being on Steam and being on itch are going to be 2 different things.
Yep.
So,
and when we originally reviewed their page on itch, we gave them what, an A+?
Yeah, pretty high grade.
A+, something like that. But sadly, they're not going to get that higher grade here. It's going to be a vast contrast between their last grade.
Yep,
and maybe they'll be here live to listen, hopefully.
But we won't beat them up too much.
Well, any beating them up we'll be doing will be inside the ring, so it'll be all fair. You know, so if we knock them out cold, you know, that's part of the game, you know.
And before we get started, for people watching us right now, one of the reasons for this I think we need to clarify is that being on Steam is different from being on your own website, from being on itch, being on, you know, Nintendo Switch Store, whatever. And you have to understand those differences and work with them if you want your marketing to work. So let's begin with the thumbnail. And this is a tough one. We were talking about this before the stream. I don't know if we like having like play demo now or prologue available or, you know, stuff that's not directly related to the thumbnail on the thumbnail.
It is basically Punch Out, Tony.
Yep.
And I would say we don't like that because not just because of personal preference, but because it takes away from the thumbnail. The thumbnail is about getting you to click it to you know, potentially buy the game. And nothing about a demo being existing would get you to click it. Like, people tell me there's a demo for a game all the time, and I was like, yeah, so, you know, that's not a selling point. You know, you only want to sell people to click on this to come to your Steam page, and once they get on your Steam page, if you got a demo, it should be right there at the top, you know, pretty much. So, like, you know, you want to get them here before you try to push a demo on them.
Yep. And the thumbnail, I'm not a fan of, like, overall. The title, I think, works. I like kind of like, you know, it's on a diagonal or it's like slightly on an incline or however you want to say. Yeah.
It's curved on an incline.
And the text is readable. But
the title is really good. I think the title is really solid. But the thing is, you know, small gripe here of the, you know, the pink in the name also being used for the pink in the background. You know, it hurts readability just slightly, but it does hurt it. It's not all that much. But there's a few big issues here. You know, number one is like this bright yellow that is used for the name and the play demo now is just so bright, saturated, and in your face. It's like blinding. It's like hurting your eyes. And the thing is that pink is doing the exact same thing. So you know, it's not just attracting your eye. After it attracts your eye, it does the, Larry Code Merley, I screwed that up. Three Stooges thing, and like pokes your eyes out.
Yeah.
After it grabs you, it just pokes your eyes out.
Yep, and the character I don't think really matches the tone of this game, which is
Yeah,
supposed to be like really over the top,
cartoony.
crazy. Yeah, and like what Pony said in chat, he beat me to it about like having like maybe like a 1v1, one boxer on the right, one boxer on the left. Just like show off more like some unique characters would have helped.
Yeah, and show off the cartoony aspect because this looks like just a generic boxer kind of
Yeah.
thing, and like the style isn't there either. Like not referring to the art style, just the style of the character.
Hmm.
Like you look at the characters in here, they got like big mustaches. They're very character based,
Hmm.
where there's nothing character about this guy. This is just a
Yeah.
generic boxer A.
Hmm.
Why would we even care about him? And
Yeah.
and something about the colors of him doesn't feel right, but that could be because of all the other colors
All
on
the
there.
yellow, yeah, and the pink.
But
Yeah.
like all the yellow and pink are just assaulting on your eyes. That the things that do not draw your attention is like the character.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, like the title itself is mostly good, but there's just it just looks very generic.
Yeah. There's no structure here either. The demo is going across,
Hmm.
straight across. The big boy boxing is kind of going at a curved arc over here.
Hmm.
The boxer is like pointing down off screen and over off screen, and his face is kind of pointing down towards demo. And like
Hmm.
it's just all these weird lines in here that nothing is pointing to anything, basically. And
Yeah.
it's just a mess, honestly.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean,
So,
like the only thing I think this thing has going for it is that it grabs your attention
yeah.
to a degree that is bad,
Mm. So,
and we got somebody from Greece. But are you from
welcome.
Greek? The
Which will be
developer Greek?
very interesting when we get to our second game.
Yeah, because the next game is called Greek Memory of
Hmm.
After.
Yeah.
But
I feel
it
like, again, like, it's got some eye catching to it, but the question
some
is there enough that's going to make somebody click on it? Like, they're going to see this, there's no denying that. But is there enough here that would make someone want to click on this game? And I don't think it gets that far.
yeah, I mean, it grabs your attention, and then it like a guy in the back alley that grabs you when you're walking by, grabs you by the shirt, drags you in there, and beats the heck out of you. And that's the kind of attention it grabs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
So,
forcibly grabs you and beats the heck out of you, and then leaves you, bleeding on the ground, kind of
mhm,
thing. Rather than, it's like, it's like, hey, look at my thing, buy it. This is just
mhm.
more like, here, let me pull you into the back alley and show you how it's done, kind of thing. Attention grabbing.
Hey, Tony. So I think grade wise, hmm,
Not a good grade.
no. The question is like just it's really
How
one of the questions
bad?
of how low does it go?
We're playing Limbo now.
Yeah, which is another game, another different genre though. What do you think
Oh, which Limbo are we talking about?
about Big Boy?
the it's hard. Like
Mm-hmm.
definitely no higher than a flat D.
Mm-hmm.
Be solid.
I think I may go a little kinder and be D plus, but I think that's kind of top. Like I can't go into the C range with this.
Oh no.
Yeah,
This is definitely not C.
it's not
I'm
the
going
worst
solid
we've
D.
seen, but it's not the best.
It's far from the best.
Yeah. All right. So let's go.
Not too far from the worst, though.
Mm. So let's go with the trailer, and I have the sound very low because it's going to be a little headphone loud. So hopefully it
Yeah,
won't deafen anyone here. But let's see.
yeah. Hopefully, I have mine low too.
All right. Let's see if it will
Not
actually.
low enough. And Steam is, of course, playing in the middle. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, come on, Steam. There we go. So no real cold opening.
Yeah. Again, like the animation in this game, I think is really good.
Yeah, the animation is amazing.
Yeah.
But they're all just showing off this one single character,
Yeah.
and it says there's no content in this game.
And I just
And Steam
noticed.
is lagging. It's my trailer like stopped and buffered like 3 times.
And I just noticed when you get to the call to action at the 21st second mark that the boxer, his left eye is missing. Like he's got like he's missing the iris in his eye. Unless it says
I
like
mean,
his
that's
little,
all throughout the thing.
yeah. So there's only like one bit of sound effect, and that's at the 17-second mark.
Yeah.
I think that is a good finale for the trailer, but
They needed more sound effects throughout it.
yes, definitely.
It's like they used not having sound effects.
And the call
As-
to action, I don't
as-
think matches the art of the game.
Yeah. It matches that really crappy thumbnail.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, that guy doesn't even have an eye
Yeah.
on one side.
And
And I don't know if that's done on purpose, if it's done on accident.
and again, like if your game is going to be a boss rush, you need to show bosses.
Yeah.
This would be like
And-
if it was a platformer and the whole trailer is just a character walking, is just sitting in a chair for a minute.
Yeah. And Cloud Cloak brought up a good point about their great animations, but they're just showed clips from the tutorial.
Yep.
Yeah, and the thing you'll find out as we go through, pretty much the only thing they're going to show is things from the tutorial, because that may be still the current progress of the game. At least according to the Steam page, it looks like it.
And as we've said when we spoke with Laurent about this, your Steam page, when it goes up, is kind of like launching your game. You need it to be on point. Because
It's the start of your hard marketing.
Yeah, because this is how Steam is going to start showing your game off. It's going to start putting it out for people to see. If you can't get eyes on your store page or people don't care enough about it, this is kind of like you're beginning your marketing with being shot in the foot.
Pony asked, how long is this game? 2 hours?
I think it's 30 minutes, right? Maybe 10 minutes right now.
If it's pretty much like what we think it is, it's about 10 minutes at the moment, which means that it's way too soon to be putting up a Steam page.
Yeah. So the trailer, unfortunately, I think there's going to be a very low grade.
Oh yeah, very, very low.
I mean, the animation, like again, like what's here, I think looks really great, but
there's not enough here. There's not structure here.
yeah,
There's not, the call to action is not great. I mean, it's in the end just showing up a tutorial, and with sound effects at one small part of it. I mean, like the sound effects, the adding of the sound effects made it feel like a climax kind of thing, because they didn't have an actual climax. You know what I mean? The sound effects would have made the whole thing be better. It would still been just a tutorial trailer kind of thing.
Yeah.
So but it would have been better all the way through had it been that. Of course, the quote unquote climax wouldn't have felt like a climax at that point. Of course, it really didn't feel like a climax so much anyway, because it's all just tutorial stuff. It was a false impression by comparison rather than an actual good climax
Yeah,
kind of thing.
like a better structure would be the intro or the cold opening would be you getting knocked out, and then the climax would be the character, giving the TKO or the punch out at the end. I think that would be a really good way.
Yeah,
It would be far better than what we see here.
but you need, maybe have the knockout be done by like the tutorial guy or something,
Hmm.
and then have like some fights in the middle, where you're progressing up to the ranks, and like show some little things with the little narrator popping in about you're doing great, keep on going, you keep on
Yeah,
climbing the ladder or
and
something.
then the
And
end
then
is just him going boom, knocking the guy out.
well, right before the end, this is a title match. This is, kind of thing
Hmm.
with the announcer guy, and then you come in and then you go boom and knock the guy out for the
Hmm.
climax kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would be really solid, but you would have to have more than just one fighter in the game, and
Hmm.
it seems like it's again not ready to go to Steam because, as far as we can tell, it's still just a tutorial.
Yeah.
It
So
doesn't seem like a demo. It seems like just the game is very, very incomplete with just a tutorial.
yeah. So grade wise, I'm thinking like D minus. What about you?
Yeah. Hey, Mike. Uh, D minus or F
Hey.
plus? Like, you know,
Yeah.
I
Hey, Mike. Yeah.
it's uh,
Yeah. Yeah, like something like that as well. What Pony just said about the
yeah.
cycling one. Yeah. I feel like it doesn't. I don't know, I don't feel right giving it in the F range, but in the same token, I can't go. I feel like even a D may be too high.
The reason why I think it might be in the F range is just because either the sheer lack of content in the game and it's not ready for Steam, or the fact that it's showing that it's not ready, even though it may be ready.
Yeah. And
You know,
to Cloud's comment, how important first impressions? They are pretty important. Like you're not
very
gonna
important.
see people give a second chance to it in the game. Like again, you have to understand. Like when we're talking about this, like we are more on the expert side when it comes to game design and understanding this stuff. Like we will do second looks, we'll try and look beyond stuff. But for most consumers, the second they see something they don't like, they're clicking off. Like
Yeah.
they're not going to dig for any gold when it comes to your page.
So
And
what you're saying is we're gold diggers?
yeah, masochistic diggers.
That's you.
Yeah. And like when we spoke with Lauren, who does marketing for his and PR for his company that he worked at, like he said that the store page is very important because if you can get people to click on, if you get them to wish list it, get eyes on, and get them to pay attention, it's going to give Steam and the algorithm the idea of, hey, people are interested in this game. Maybe we should promote it.
Yeah. And he also said that Steam page is the most important part of your marketing. Specifically the trailer. The trailer
Hmm.
is the number one important thing to get right when it comes to marketing your game. If your trailer is not on point, your entire marketing campaign is
Hmm.
sunk.
Yeah. And to
Um, Antoine
yeah.
asked, how critical is it to have a playable demo of a game?
Mm,
And that's a hard question to answer because, like, it's not clear
yeah.
to what the actual numbers of something would like that would be.
Yeah.
I I do know that if you can't make a super
Hmm.
amazingly solid, highly polished demo, absolutely do not do it.
Yep.
If you cannot make like the perfect demo, do not do a demo.
Yeah.
Because that if you can't make the perfect demo, then
Hmm.
all you're doing is hurting yourself
Yeah.
by
Like
putting out a demo.
that game I played last night. That the demo like had like no structure. The tutorial was just off. It's soft locked 3 times. Like here's a bonus game dev tip. If your demo can soft lock or just not work, do not put it on your store page.
Hmm. If it doesn't have structure, If it's not, if it doesn't feel faster than it is, don't put it out.
Yeah, and the demo, like in terms of like what we would grade like for a store page, like the demo, I don't think would be a part of this grade. Would you say that?
What was that again?
That if a store page does or does not have a demo, like I don't think that would affect our overall grade of it.
No.
Yeah.
There would be no grading in that. The only way I would put a demo out, like period, not just on your Steam, but just period, is if it's A plus. Like if it's an S rank demo, which means that your art aesthetics have to be great.
Yeah.
But you need that anyway.
Yeah.
For your Steam page. But your animations need to be on point. The structure of your trailer, your demo needs to be on point.
Yeah.
It needs to be the proper length, not too long, not too short. There's so many aspects of it, but if you cannot do everything right and perfect and get it to where it is the final game, nothing in progress, no placeholders, no nothing that, then doing the demo is a mistake.
Yeah. But let's get back to this page, because we kind of went off topic there for a little bit. So back to this, let's move on to the screenshots. And the problem.
So did we decide on the grade?
I think I'm going to go with a D-.
I'm going to go with F plus because of the sheer lack of content, or at least a portrayal of the sheer lack of content.
Okay.
Because that really shows a lot. Yeah. And it's not a good show.
Yeah. So let's get to the screenshots. And unfortunately, as we've been talking, you've seen those screenshots scroll by, at least on my side, and they're all from the trailer.
Yeah. And they're all from the tutorial.
Yep. So. And that is not good. And again, the point of the screenshots is to show that there's more to your game than what's in the trailer.
Yeah, and the problem is the trailer showing that there's nothing here but a tutorial fight, and the screenshots are also showing that.
Yeah. Hey, Rock. So, unfortunately...
This is a F minus. F minus screenshots, because there's nothing new, And
I mean, the animations are good, like what Cloud's saying, but the point is that it's about...
animations in the screenshots.
Well, like from the trailer, we're not. Unfortunately, while the aesthetics and art of the game help, we're also more concerned about the structure of the trailer. How is it presenting this stuff?
Yeah,
and
we're not grading based off of the game itself.
Yeah, and that's the point about these reviews. Like, even though we will oftentimes play these demos or these games before or after the review itself is on what we see on the store page.
Yeah,
because that's what the consumer is going to see.
Well, you generally play them. I generally don't.
Yeah, but the screenshots, unfortunately, for one thing, there's only 5, and we could maybe, in a good day, give a pass on the victory one because that was not in the trailer, but it's still showing content that was in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think in the trailer, just it didn't pop up. They cut it before it went to the victory screen.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think F minus here as well.
Yeah. So I'm definitely personally looking forward to the game if they actually get some content in it. Mm-hmm. But this store page is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And we're rating the store page based off of markability.
Yeah.
Of it. And
what the consumer is going to be thinking when they look at this.
Yeah, and I mean, part of the markability is technically the art and aesthetics and animations of things, but when it comes to the store page, we consider that a very, very small sliver of things because we're trying to avoid grading the game itself and just grading the store page.
And the structure of it.
We're trying to divide and whatnot so that we can give the most targeted advice to improve and make the store page better.
Yeah. And let's go down to the About This Game section, but before we do that, I guess we have to give it at least a little bit of bonus points for the wish list. Because that is really good.
Yeah,
You know,
that is really solid.
yeah,
That's we've never graded on that kind of thing, but that is super good
yeah.
that
We
they
may have
did
to
that
give it at least a little bit of a bonus points somewhere for
at
it.
the end. Yeah,
Yeah,
not much, but some
yeah,
because that'd be such a minor thing. But it's so good.
yeah,
They did this very very right.
yeah. So let's get down to the about this game section. So it starts with a custom banner, which
Oh
it's not the best.
yeah, like it's good that they did custom banners, but like this banner is not really a banner, more of a full like image. It's like so massive.
Yeah, I would like it to
It
be zoomed in more on the character.
it needs to be skinnier kind of thing, which means either
Hmm.
downsizing the character or zooming in or both kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and like the word action, it's kind of being lost in the character model a little
A
bit.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So we have Big Boy Boxing.
If they went with that, eye bleeding yellow or pink that they did
Hmm.
on their thumbnail for that text, it wouldn't you wouldn't have that issue.
Yeah, and again, like the animation, the gifs is really well done, and
Yeah,
like I think this is if this wasn't featured in the trailer, I think this would be a pretty good gif.
yeah. But the issue is this is all still showing that there's
Hey,
only
River.
limited amount of content in here, just the tutorial kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and then we scroll down. We do have like finally like on the store page something different with the second
Something that's
GIF.
not the tutorial.
Yeah, the cutter. And again, like the animation is really good in this game. There is no denying that.
Yeah, it's amazing animation.
This is Big Boy Boxing, Rever.
And
There's
you know,
no.
this GIF is a little bit long though.
Hmm.
I think they should have at least fast forwarded the part where you're typing out smite
Yeah,
at a very minimum.
just a little bit. Yeah. So then we have features and stuff. Again, we have like this character just standing there. Maybe
Yeah, which
zoom
is
in
a
his face.
really tall. It's
Yeah.
not even a banner. It's just a image kind of thing that's really big,
Yeah.
and
Again, I think I
it
would like
needs
to
to be
zoom
smaller.
that and like zoom that in on his face.
Yeah, or at least torso.
Yeah. So we have a
Like
long list of features and stuff.
but
Dialogues.
there's nothing that shows you anything about these
That's
features.
the
There's no
problem.
gifs or anything like that. And it's also like a big block of text kind of thing. Just
You
just
want more gifts to be breaking this up, especially gifts that show major gameplay. Like again, if this is a boss rush game, I would love to see a GIF, kind of like a very quick thing going through maybe like 3 or 4 bosses, or even more than that. Just rapid fire.
yeah. You definitely don't want to um
Yeah, he is standing on the
have a
box.
wall of text.
Yeah, wall of
That's
texts
what
are
this
your enemies when it comes to store pages.
wall of gifs are also your enemies.
Yeah, you want again, as we say, maybe 3 to 4 lines maximum, just like a small paragraph to break things up.
Yep.
So development roadmap, and this is a question I asked Shark about, and he doesn't really know this too much, but I want to ask you guys who are watching this: do you like it when developers have a custom banner to show off your roadmap?
Custom banner on each thing.
Yeah, or like the banner that shows, like milestone 1, we're going to do this, this, this. Milestone 2, we're going to do this, this. Milestone 3, and then game release.
Yeah, I mean, I would like that, but like the thing is, do they have actual something to put in there?
Yeah. And yeah, like what's very concerning.
Is the open playtester part in late 2021 where it says 3 boss fights,
Yeah.
which again points towards the only thing that's in the game is that tutorial that's in the demo. Like the demo seems to be the entire game at the moment.
Yeah. And the problem, I feel what we're seeing here, like overall with this page, is that I don't think this page is ready to be on Steam. It's ready
Yeah,
to be on itch, but like we've said, Steam is different from itch.
Mm-hmm.
So to support us, so we have Discord, we have Twitter, we have YouTube, we have we have like one final reminder of add to wish list at the bottom. I would like this
And the
to
thing that
end with a
worries
gift
me,
too.
the thing that really worries me is the fact that I don't know if this is correct, but this is the feeling that the Steam page is giving me is the Steam page is telling me there's only a there's only a single tutorial right now. That in late 2021 there will be 3 boss fights that are not the tutorial, so there'll be 4 fights in the game, which is still going to be an incredibly short game, kind of thing. And then also in late 2021, the full campaign. So what's the full campaign? One more boss fight? So is there only going to be the tutorial and 4 fights?
And it looks like one thing that's also very concerning is that after release, they're planning co-op and versus. And like multiplayer architecture and things like that, that really needs to be done, as early into a game's development as you can.
Yeah, I mean, with my game, that was the very first thing we did was multiplayer was the very first thing. Before we even had a gameplay, we had multiplayer blocks moving on a screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So overall,
And the thing about the DLC after release, I mean that feels like the game's really too short. It's only got 4 fights in it, kind of thing for a full campaign. It's only like a 20-30 minute full game. And here we might release some DLC to get you, more fights to get you a more complete game,
yeah.
and like it's raising all kinds of red flags, kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is, honestly souring me on wanting to get this game, honestly, because I really want to get the game, and
Of
then I
course,
look
it
at
is
the
a
Steam page,
nightmare. Cloud, yeah.
and the Steam page is like telling me, yeah, you probably don't want to get this game, at least not before like somebody's beaten it and shown how long it is, because I mean Josh may probably will get the key for this, and if it is exactly this, 4 boss fights in the end, he's going to beat the game in 20-30 minutes, and he's going to be like, well, that was apparently the game.
I do like he made a little joke here in the system's requirements. I just noticed.
Or did you...
If you look at what you need the Kids Bop sound operating system to play this game.
The processor is a physical copy of Donkey Kong Country Returns Tropical Freeze. And the graphics is try a RTX 3090 Super, but it probably won't be enough.
Yeah,
Like,
so
if this game releases with 4 fights and the tutorial, reviews are going to tear this game apart.
If it gets reviews too.
Yeah.
And
I have a feeling it will, because like the aesthetics are good enough.
I think a lot of people are going to say, "I want more. Why aren't there enough levels? It's so short."
Yeah, it's going to be like, reviews are probably going to be like, it's an amazing game for like $5 because it's like a 20-minute game. But like, wait for a deep, 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 deep sell. Wait for it to go sell $5 before you buy it. Because there's not any content here.
Yeah.
Either that or wait for the other, and then they'll probably call into question the DLC. But they may include DLC to bolster the roster. But then you got to pay for that too. So like. Maybe wait for the game to be free, at that point, and then just buy the DLC.
So overall for this page, I feel like this is in the D range as well. What do you think?
This about this game page?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go down that low. I mean, like, there's some good structure here. but like, you know, it's showing again the less amount of content. It's the banners are
It's
too
telling, not
fat.
showing.
Yeah, and it's telling but not showing. I'm thinking D plus.
Mm, yeah. D plus, I think, for me. Do we give it bonus points for the wish list now, or do we wait?
I would consider that in there.
Okay. All right. If we do consider that now, I'll give it a D plus. So let's go to the title card. So we have
So
two.
they only have 2 tags.
You're
3 is
missing,
kind of the minimum.
yeah, single player.
Would be an easy one.
Mm-hmm.
They might be able to get a fourth one. Don't know, but off the top of our head, but definitely single player is an
Yeah.
easy one that they could get in. Not a very valuable one, but
Yeah.
you take what you can get when you're on Steam.
Yeah. I visited the website. It's an okay looking website. It does have contact information as of a press kit. We have a Twitter that you can contact the developer on, which is good. YouTube channel is just kind of basic.
But they do have a video that was released within 3 days ago, but they only have 2 videos on the channel, and the last one before that was released 6 months ago. So it's 6 months between videos, meaning it's a very inactive YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And that's definitely not what you want. You want at least something every month at minimum.
Yeah. And the information over here, the Discord, you want to put the Discord in your title card. That is now, for those of you who don't know, that is an option when you're putting things on Steam or on the title card specifically. So
I don't think it used to be an option,
but it has been added. I know as of late.
Yeah, I know. When I built my last Steam page, what I did was I put my Discord for the website.
Yeah. And like overall, it's good. Like it's not the best title card we've seen. It could use a little bit more again, especially having at least 3 tags.
It needs a 3rd tag. Could have a better looking website.
Yeah, but it's here. Like it's still mostly. I'm thinking
and needs a Discord invite on there.
B.
So
B plus.
Yeah, I think B plus.
Yeah,
I think B plus.
And to Cloud's question, how would you folks rate things? We basically rate them in order, kind of from top to bottom. So the trailer is the most important, followed by the thumbnail. Then we go to screenshots, then the about this game, and then lastly the title card.
Yeah.
So with that,
the trailer is by far the most important thing. That's like 80-90% of your grade.
Yeah.
So you need to absolutely have a trailer that's on point. And sadly, the trailer did not get a good grade on this one. So, you could take basically, if the trailer, whatever the trailer grade is, the other stuff is only going to affect it by 3 grades. Meaning that at max. Meaning that if your trailer's a C kind of thing, then if everything else is like an A plus or S kind of thing, then you're only looking at a B at that point.
Yeah.
And if everything's an F minus kind of thing besides the trailer, then you're looking at like a D, kind of thing. So like the grade can only shift so much off of the trailer because the trailer is so key to everything.
Yeah.
So trailer is the most important part of your marketing. Although if your art aesthetics is not on point, which we don't grade on this thing, but if your art aesthetics are not on point, then your trailer's going to fall through.
Because people are going to see that on the trailer. So we gave the trailer, what was that, like a D minus, maybe F plus?
Yeah, I gave it an F plus, and you gave it a D minus.
Yeah. So the Big Boy Boxing, the title, I think we gave that a D minus.
Yeah, which would leave yours the same and slightly raise mine.
Screenshots were an F or an F minus.
Yeah, F minus. So that would lower both of ours.
Yeah. We gave the About This Game a D plus,
which would slightly raise yours and slightly raise mine.
And we gave the title card a B, maybe a B plus.
Yeah, which is their best grade, which is the thing that matters the least,
Yeah.
which is not a good sign. Their best grade is on the thing that matters
Yeah.
the least.
So if you're an F plus, I'm a D minus.
It's we have the I think the screenshots lower the grade more than the thumbnail raises it.
Oh, no, feel free to ask your questions, Cloud. Just make a trailer, so there would be the art is a different style from in the game for the trailer. I feel.
Well,
Hmm,
it you can do that, but you still have to show in-game stuff. If you're not
yeah.
showing in-game stuff, your trailer's null at that point.
Yeah, and you're going
Because
to
like
see that in
if
the
it's just
next.
cutscene the trailer, it's not going to nobody's going to it's not going to do well.
Yeah.
It's going to show a lot of polish, but it's not going to tell people what kind of game it is. It's not going to get any
Hmm,
of that across. It's not going to show them any actual gameplay. And consumers do not like not being showed gameplay, and they do
hmm,
not like not being showed the genre. And unless your cutscenes is like even high for a AAA kind of thing, it's not going to be enough, and they're going to click off.
yeah. And
Because
again, AAA can get away with that because they're AAA.
they can go higher than a normal AAA can.
Yeah.
Like that Gundam trailer.
Hmm,
That was full of hype and like just looked amazing kind of thing.
yeah. So for this store
And they had a
page,
license too, which
yeah.
added to that. So like you
Hmm,
know outside of like going beyond AAA level.
yeah.
And even that we didn't give that trailer a good grade at all.
Yeah. So
And
let's get back to this. And if you're an F plus, I'm at D minus. I'm thinking.
I don't think anything here. I think the lowering and
Hmm,
everything. I don't think there's anything here to change a grade.
yeah, like on a very good day, I may go up to a solid D, but I don't think it gets there because
Yeah,
of the lack of the screenshots. I think this is what really hurts it.
well, I think most things on this page are, but
Yeah, but like
the
even if
the
the
screenshots
anime,
are definitely bringing everything down.
yeah, like there's just nothing. There's just not enough here that it's going to get a consumer to see this and go, "There's this amazing title here."
Yeah, and the thumbnail is not bringing it up either.
Yeah,
The only thing that's bringing it up is about this game page and the title card, but I don't think those bring it up as much as the screenshots sink the ship. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And
So
again, like as we've said, like we're grading this sans gameplay. Like we're not talking about the gameplay, we're not talking about the animation. We're grading this on the presentation. And unfortunately for the consumer, presentation often matters more than gameplay.
at least at this point, because this is all
Yeah.
they see.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to see gameplay. Nobody's going to see how cool your game is until they actually buy it and play it,
Yeah, and
or download the demo and play it.
yeah, and what
But like,
Cloud said again, like you like right now we only see two things: the tutorial and this GIF at the bottom. And you
and
want,
the generic guy on this on the
yeah,
thumbnail.
and ideally for something like this, I would want each screenshot to be maybe a completely different boss or a completely different thing.
Yeah,
Because again, like when you have games like this, you need to show people that there's meat here, that there's depth under the surface, and I'm just not seeing that.
yeah. Tony has a good point. Maybe it's not done. I'm pretty sure it's not done. I'm pretty sure
I'm
it's
pretty
barely
sure too.
started,
Yeah,
and that's the leading cause of a lot of these problems. And
I
it's not
f-
ready for a Steam page.
yeah,
If
I
that's
feel like
true.
if we look at this wish or not, no, I'm sorry, not the wish list, the roadmap. If you're telling me that, like, if we consider this, and I believe this is an early alpha with the game's in right now, they probably should take this page down and wait for the open beta playtester when we have 3 boss fights. Because at least with 3 boss fights, I'm sure you can get 5 different screenshots out of 3 different bosses.
Yeah, but the issue with that is they're also planning on releasing right after that because
Yeah.
you look at the date, late 2021
Yeah,
for
like
full
character
release.
sheets would be like those would also be really good screenshots. Like each screenshot being a character sheet of of one of those guys. Their strengths, their weaknesses, backgrounds, weird facts. Just
Yeah,
like again something to show that there's content here.
yeah, and it feels like there's not going to be enough content when the game fully releases because it's looking like they have a tutorial boss kind of thing, and then they have by late 2021 they're going to have 3 boss fights, and then late 2021 they're also going to have a full campaign, which
Hmm.
was going to be what 4 boss fights,
Yeah.
and
So,
it feels like it's going to be a 25 minute game,
hmm
based off of that info right there,
yeah.
you know, and that lends to say that the game is going to be way too short for a full release at all, kind of thing. But it's
hmm
definitely, you know, it feels like they need to wait to this point to actually make a Steam page to the full release point and not call that the full release, and then actually
hmm
put more time and effort into it. And Punch Out had what, 8, 10, 15 bosses?
Something like that. Yeah.
I think they would need to. He's already played the demo
Yeah, I played it
on
when it was
stream.
on itch. I haven't
Yeah,
played. I'm pretty sure it is going to be the same demo unless anything has majorly changed.
yeah, and I don't think it has.
Yeah. So I think I'm about ready to move on. What about you?
Yeah. Did we give the game a full grade?
I think I said D-D for me.
I'm gonna say it's the same as the trailer,
Hmm.
unchanged, which is an F+.
All right.
Which is sad because this game looks, when I seen you play it looked so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. All right. So with that, let us move to our second game.